Hello, everyone. This is Chris LeFave. Apparently, my mic was live, so I appreciate that reminder from Trey to hit record, and from Presley, obviously, is on the line with us. For those of you that are getting on here for the first time, my name is Chris LeFave. I'm an executive director, and it's my privilege to share with you tonight our brand new program called Clean Nation, powered by Stream Energy. If you're on the host line, if you go ahead and mute or not, I don't know if that's you, Presley, or someone else, but I'm hearing some feedback. We're going to go ahead and get started. Tonight's presentation, actually, we probably will be done in under 30 minutes tonight. So I'm very excited about that, excited to share with you this brand new program from Stream Energy. To really understand what Clean Nation is all about, we really have to go back and look at a little bit of the history of Stream Energy and the program that kind of started it all and kind of put Stream Energy on the map. That program was called Ignite, powered by Stream Energy, and still today that program is one of the most successful network marketing companies in the history of this country. Stream Energy was founded in Dallas, Texas in 2005, and at that same time they formed the Ignite Marketing Division. It was that pairing or that partnership that led to a proven record of success, over $5 billion in total revenue, becoming the #1 competitive electricity or natural gas provider in most markets that we're in today. We are an energy-only company, even with Clean Nation, as you see in a minute. We are focused on the energy market, but most importantly, we have become one of the largest direct selling companies in the world, even though with the Ignite program, we were only in a few states. Now we actually begin a nationwide program. Before we look at the specifics of Clean Nation, let's look at how electricity works. All electricity generation, whether it be conventional forms of generation like coal, natural gas, or even oil, those forms of electricity flow onto what we call the grid. Recently, there's been a resurgence in renewable technologies like wind and solar and geothermal. Those are also fed onto the grid. So when electricity comes to your home, there's no way to know whether you've gotten clean, renewable sources, because conventional energy still dominates the generation in the United States. Today, we're going to take a look at cleaning up America. Now, whether it's global warming or just pollution in general, most of us can agree that we would prefer a cleaner America, as we see in the picture below. That city you see at the top is actually Houston, Texas, and today over the majority of pollution in America is actually caused by the generation of electricity. We still get the majority of our energy for our homes and businesses from fossil fuel-based technologies like coal, natural gas, and oil. But through wind technology, we can actually begin to make a difference in not just how we buy our electricity, but how our planet uses the electricity that we're generating each and every month. The program you're taking a look at tonight allows you to make a difference through several different ways. Number one, by supporting Clean Nation, as you'll see in a minute, you're going to actually be creating a clean energy, which results in a clean environment. It's also going to increase the amount of American jobs, especially when we're talking about having energy independence. In other words, we will get the majority of our energy from local 100% natural wind technology. The best part of this is that it leads to future generations that are much healthier, cities where we can breathe easier. We don't have to depend on those dirty fossil fuels to generate electricity. And then finally, the best part of what we're sharing tonight is the potential to create some real personal financial independence. So tonight, as we go through the Clean Nation program, you're going to see we get the best of both worlds, creating a steady income for our family while helping the environment as we go about doing that. We do so through this renewable energy certificate. This is actually what Clean Nation is all about. A renewable energy certificate represents 1,000 kilowatts of renewable energy that has been put on the grid. It actually reduces the reliance on fossil fuel energy, as well as promotes renewable energy sources to be built, which creates those jobs. Decreasing greenhouse gases has become a top priority for obviously many industries, but also individuals have taken a real concern over our atmosphere and our environment. But this certificate allows anyone to go clean for your energy consumption. Here's why. Remember that diagram before where we showed conventional and renewable energy being fed onto the grid. and your home, say, uses 1,000 kilowatts, that's the average household usage, there's no way to tell whether you're getting renewable energy since all of that electricity mixes together on the grid. When you purchase a renewable energy certificate, it's the equivalent of having 100% clean, renewable energy delivered to your home. Not only does this make the energy you're using not have an impact on the environment, but because you're buying these certificates, it increases the demand for renewable energy. Therefore, more businesses and industries invest and build more renewable sources, which will continually increase the amount of renewable energy that's fed to that grid, which helps the entire country, not just you at home. Now, RECs really do make a difference, and nationwide it's been estimated that we could be receiving at the full potential, and we're not even near this, 20% of our energy just from wind technology. If you were to replace 1,000 kilowatts per month with clean, renewable wind energy, it would be the equivalent to planting 212 trees 10 years ago. Obviously, you could reduce a lot of CO2 emissions, or it would be the equivalent of even reducing your consumption of gasoline or the pollution that gasoline puts into the environment. When we look at our energy independence, that's really a hot topic, especially during a political election season. And all these renewable energy certificates foster job creation and to foster the ability for us to begin to become energy independent and use our renewable energy sources. So this renewable energy certificate has actually been around for close to 19 years, started in the 1990s as companies and industries and organizations began to want to have a choice on where they buy their energy from. And as we began to look at the different ways we could supply green or clean energy to corporations, it really wasn't an easy task. So the EPA created these renewable energy certificates, and companies like Walmart, Google, McDonald's, Starbucks, as you can see here, this list actually is hundreds of top companies that you would know are an everyday household brand that already purchase renewable certificates. Obviously, number one, to help the environment, they want to make sure they're reducing their impact as a business. But number two, they know that their consumers more and more so demand that the companies we shop with are doing their part to help our environment. Our certificates are Green E certified, and this is an absolute must in this industry. It's an independent certification program that we have for each of our certificates, but most importantly, it protects you, the customer, against fraud. Every Clean Nation Renewable Energy certificate is Green E Energy certified, and if you look in this industry, it is essential that your certificates have that Green E logo so you know that your certificate is protected against any type of fraud. Now, this is how you can get involved with Clean Nation, and you're going to see in a minute, not only are you going to be doing your part for your country, but more importantly, you can do your part for your family, creating a steady income for yourself and your loved ones. You purchase a monthly certificate subscription for just $19.95 per month. That gives you that clean, renewable certificate that allows you to know that the energy you're using in your home, the equivalent of 1,000 kilowatts, is being replaced by clean, renewable sources. Now, as you enroll other people to purchase their subscription, when you enroll 5 friends, family members, coworkers within your first 30 days, so when you teach other people to do their part for our country, you're going to receive a $50 Fast Start bonus. Now, that's not really what this is about. It's about creating a movement across our country, and it's about creating an organization that won't just have an environmental impact, but will have a financial impact as well. You see, there's you with your 5 renewable certificate customers, and you're paid a whopping 50 cents a month. So clearly, it's not going to be about what you do, but the focus is on what you start. As you teach others and as you duplicate your actions, imagine in this example, your 5 also teach 5, who teach 5, who teach 5. When we go down 4 generations from yourself, that's a monthly income of $3,000. But more importantly, you've actually created over 3,000 individuals that are supporting their country and their future through the purchase of a renewable energy certificate. At level 5, if those 3,000 teach 5, that's close to $15,000 times $2 per certificate per month This is your reward for starting the movement, and it actually is a total of close to $30,000 per month. This is how you can start a subscription yourself, teach others to do the same. And as this process, as this movement sweeps the country, you don't just benefit from an environmental standpoint, but you can benefit from a financial standpoint as well. If you like what you see here today and you're ready to get started, it's very simple. We have a 4-step process. Number one, you can get your monthly subscription and you can get started doing your part. Now, little side note, we don't go live with this program until the beginning of August, so this is kind of in a pre-launch phase, giving folks a chance to get a look at the program that's getting ready to launch and sweep the country. So you can't quite buy your certificate yet, but when August rolls around, you can definitely do that. Step 2 is become a renewable energy partner, which means that you automatically proceed on to step 3, which is enroll your 5 subscriptions yourself. Now, some people may say, what if I want to teach more than 5? You're welcome to do that. And both from an environmental and a financial standpoint, you obviously will be creating a bigger impact. And then step 4 is create a clean nation. That duplication kicks in. And like I said, from a financial and environmental standpoint, you'll be doing your part to clean up this nation and to really make a difference. Now, this is the beautiful part of Clean Nation powered by Stream Energy. It's a very simple concept. You simply purchase a certificate and teach 5 people to do the same thing. And to kind of walk us through exactly how, from a financial standpoint, this could be such a huge endeavor, we actually have a special guest on the call with us tonight. He is actually somebody that has used the compensation plan you saw tonight in very similar form with Ignite, Stream Energy's other program they started over 7 years ago. He's earned over $17 million and has built a monthly income of well over $100,000 per month using the Ignite program. And this program looks very similar, except whereas that one is only in 5 states, this one is nationwide. So if you saw that $30,000 a month and you thought, well, I don't know if it can be quite that good, we actually believe the potential is much greater, and I'm going to let our guest share a little bit about that. So Presley, if you would, I want to welcome you to the call. If you would kind of share an action plan for those folks, give them a little bit of background about yourself, and then share an action plan for what they can be doing to get their Clean Nation business started and have some success like yourself.
Well, that would be a pleasure, and guys, thank Chris for doing an amazing job on the presentation. Guys, to start off with my background, I'm a high school basketball coach. I coached here in Texas for 16 years. I loved it. I did it with a passion. I felt like I helped some kids along the way, but at least in Texas and public education, you don't make a whole lot of money. I finally came to the sad realization that the Mavericks, Lakers, Knicks, or Celtics just weren't going to call me, so I was looking for something when a friend of mine called and said, hey, got something I want you to look at. Got involved about 7 years ago, and as Chris said, it has been totally life-changing for Jeannie and I. That's my wife. And guys, understand we started just in Texas, and we've rolled out 4 more states, which was a total of 5. Now, as of Saturday, they announced Clean Nation, which gets us into the entire country. But let me say first, the biggest reason I think you're going to want to do this, obviously it's great that we're going to help the environment. I'm all in on that. But we've got a chance to make some money, and it's residual money. As we build our team and they're helping the environment by buying their wrecks, we're going to build a serious residual income, as Chris went over. If you go down that 5x5 compensation plan that he showed, you buy your wreck, and then you find 5 people that want to make some money, and we teach them to buy a wreck, and then they find 5 people that want to make some money, and we teach them to buy a wreck. When it gets down 5 levels, as you saw, it's $35,000 almost. And understand, you can get more than 5. 5 is just kind of the minimum. You can get a bunch. As a matter of fact, I'm hoping to have more than that lined up when we launch. But it creates a residual income. And you know, as a coach, I'd never experienced residual. I didn't really even know what it was. I actually used to think residual is what you left in the bathtub after a hard day's work. But I've come to realize that you want to experience some residual income. That just simply means you do something once and keep getting paid. And in this scenario, it means you build a team of people that are actually helping the environment, but they're wanting to change their own financial picture. And as they do that, it's going to create that residual income for each of us. Now, besides residual, the big thing is we're in at the beginning. We're rolling out the entire country for Clean Nation. I certainly believe the 5 states that we're already doing electricity and gas in, I do think it's going to be amazing in those. It's going to be just over the top. But if you think about it, we're rolling out 45 brand new states. Now, you always hear get in at the beginning. Well, I'll say this, people are signing up tonight in Texas 7 years into this business, and they're doing phenomenally well, but we're starting this new, and you're actually in at the very beginning. And it's all right if you're with a good company, you can join anytime, but there's also another factor that it is just the garden spot to get in when a company launches. Wouldn't you have liked to have bought this Walmart stock in the 70s or Google stock just a few years ago? Or, it would have been great because we could have got in at the beginning. Well, we're in at the beginning of this Clean Nation launch. Now, here's what we need to start doing, guys. We're in pre-launch mode. We don't roll out to the first week in August, which means we've got somewhere a week or two to kind of get our ducks lined up. What I'm going to tell you I'm doing, and I recommend you do it, is I'm starting to get everybody I know on a piece of paper with a phone number. Then I've started making some calls, and I'm getting them to watch. We've got a 4-minute movie that explains just what Chris went over, and we want to get people to watch that. It's cleannationonline.com, cleannationonline.com, and that shows a 4-minute, literally a 4-minute movie that explains what we've got going on. And the big thing, guys, I think this is going to go viral. I really do, because if you think it through, it's a very simple concept. We're helping the environment. It's free to get involved. It's less than $20 a month. Guys, I think it's just going to go crazy. And in other words, we've got a chance to make quite a bit of money here. Again, I can't guarantee anything. I have no crystal balls, but I see this being phenomenally huge in a very short period of time. But you want to be making those calls, getting people to watch that movie, and getting your people lined up, ready to go when the launch date hits. Again, the company's told us it'll be that first week of August. I don't have the exact date, but the first week of August. So we want to have 5, 10, 15, 20 people ready to go, and then we want to tell our people to have 5, 10, 15, 20 people ready to go, and then we want to tell them to have people ready to go. And then when we actually launch, that way you've got a team already in place on launch day to really propel you. Guys, I actually think this is going to be the biggest thing to ever hit network marketing. I think it's going to get viral and go fast, and I think it's going to be pretty amazing for all of us that get in and put out the efforts. I certainly hope you decide to join us, Chris. I thank you so much for doing the presentation. And as I end all my talks, I believe there's going to be 2 groups of us, guys, on this webinar. There's going to be the group that's glad they did, and there's going to be the group that wishes they had. Us common people don't get a lot of chances to make significant money. I know we can all make a living. I always squeezed out a living, but I'm telling you, we've got a chance to do something real special for ourselves, our family, and help the nation at the same time. Guys, get out there and find you some people that want to make some money. Show them that movie, and you'll see that you'll get a bunch of them interested. Chris, I'm going to pass it back over to you, buddy.
We appreciate you getting on here tonight, Presley, and sharing your perspective, and looking forward to getting this thing launched nationwide starting in August. And that's it for our presentation tonight. Again, like Presley said, you can view the video at www.cleannationonline.com. And if you want to get people registered for this webinar, you can use that same address and then just put a / and training. So www.cleannationonline.com/training will get people registered for this webinar. All right, guys. Everyone have a great night.